That's exactly how I remember the Eliminator name. A Bollywood star riding on the streets of Mumbai for a popular film. But since then, times have changed. Helmet laws have become super strict, people have gone their separate ways, and the Eliminator is all grown up. In a world where cruisers aren't everybody's cup of tea, where does this motorcycle really fit? Time to find out. The Eliminator is still very much a cruiser. Long wheelbase, big in size, and feels ready to go on a tour. The round headlamp, the exposed chassis, and the matte paint scheme make the motorcycle stand out. And since this is a CBU, the quality is top notch as well. The only eyesore? Nope, it's not the sari guard. It's the number plate bracket. Not happening. But we move on. Cruisers are known for their torquey nature. Long stroke, very punchy at the bottom but no top end. Thankfully, the Eliminator is a power cruiser, so it gets a good mix of both power and torque. What I don't like though is the refinement, because this is surprisingly vibey. You won't feel it on the tank. There's very little on the handlebar, but the pegs are buzzing. So 80 kilometers per hour, 4,500 RPM, 6th gear, and the pegs are lively, and that is not pleasant. On the plus side, that engine is very tractable. So 5th gear, 2000 RPM, get on the gas, and the motorcycle pulls cleanly. That is such a Kawasaki trademark. So overall, I feel the Eliminator is going to be a really good motorcycle to ride in the city, but on the highway at higher speeds, because of this refinement issue, it is going to be a problem. All in all, it sounds really nice. The clutch is super light, the gearbox is slick, and that completes the engine bit. Cruisers are synonymous with long distance riding and comfort. But they have their own limitations. There isn't a lot of room to play with because they sit close to the ground, and that usually results in a setup that doesn't work everywhere. Thankfully, the Eliminator isn't like your traditional cruiser, so there's some bandwidth for sure. And Kawasaki has actually got it right. Goes over anything and everything provided you're at the right speeds. Don't get me wrong, this is not an ADV motorcycle, but the ride is beautifully done for your everyday city runs. That is why I keep telling people, look beyond the spec sheet. Sometimes engineers do get it right with a simple setup too. A good handling cruiser. You haven't heard that line often, have you? And it's okay, because cruisers usually sacrifice handling for highway stability. When you look at their resume, you will realize that they sit low to the ground, they are long, and they are heavy. But let me reiterate, the Eliminator is a power cruiser. So along with performance, it adds a bit of good handling too. It's quick, it feels nimble, it's surprisingly fun around corners, and it does all of this in spite of this awkward 18-16 configuration. The only problem? Tires. The IRCs feel very sketchy and they don't build your confidence as you start picking up speed. But otherwise, surprisingly good when it comes to handling.
Fools will flock
By now, you should know what the theme of this Eliminator is. So far, it's not doing what a traditional cruiser does, and it's great. And this continues to the ergonomic department too. I'm not a big fan of the relaxed riding posture, but mid-mounted pegs work for me. They keep the stance engaged and neutral. The handlebar could have been wider because right now it feels too narrow, too small. Otherwise, a really good seat, but the pillion might disagree. That is tiny and does not look comfortable.
So come and find me and try and stop me.
If I have to summarize it, the Eliminator is actually a really nice motorcycle to ride. It surpasses expectations, and when a motorcycle does that, it's a great thing. But there is a problem. In fact, there are two problems. Number one is the refinement. It's not expected out of a Kawasaki, and it's something that I'm not too happy about. And number two is the pricing. This is a CBU, completely built unit, and that means it's expensive, rupees 5.62 lakh ex-showroom. So when you try to put the displacement and price value together, it doesn't really make sense. Again, in today's world, I want to ask you this question. How many of you guys are actually looking for a cruiser? But if you are, the search for the Eliminator then becomes very filtered. A Kawasaki cruiser that focuses a lot more on sport, and you should also have the money to spend. But if you're okay with all of this, then please take a test spin. Kawasaki's also got the Vulcan, but that's even more expensive. And when you actually look at the cruiser segment, you're getting a 650cc Super Meteor at a relatively lower price than this. So please take a test ride if you're looking for the Eliminator and then decide if you want to buy one. On that note, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did riding it. Please drop a like, drop a comment, share it with your friends, and I'll be back with some more motorcycle content very soon. My name is Varun Painter, and I will see you later.
So come and find me and try and stop me.
Okay, time to introduce the crew. This is Rohit. He's our senior cinematographer. That's Mahesh, one of our cinematographers. You've seen him in the past. That's Jay, who's shot all the social bits for the Eliminator. This is Pankaj, who is the attendant for this particular project. And this is Mithun, who's helped with his driving duties as well as finance and production. We are PowerDrift. See you soon.